been talking a lot lately about how the Pokemon IP by itself is way bigger than the Grand Theft Auto one. And it's something that a lot of Grand Theft Auto fans are seething about. Like, how can it be bigger? Grand Theft Auto 5 has sold 200 million units. How can Pokemon be more successful than that? It's called having a budget, it's called having a steady release schedule, it's called having a merchandisable brand, it's called having spin-offs, it's called having like doing all this stuff Pokemon does. And this shouldn't come as a surprise to anybody if you look at like the actual numbers. If you see at just how well things like say the Pokemon trading cards are doing, or situations like the anime existing, like it should be very self-evident that Pokemon is and always has been way bigger than Grand Theft Auto, and yet a certain significant chunk of the gaming community seems completely incapable of admitting it. Like, look at this spreadsheet here. Is GTA a bigger franchise than Pokemon? Yes, by a lot, and no, it's not even close. Now, if you say yes, you're an idiot and don't know anything about video games. You don't know anything about the industry. If you say no, you have a more in depth knowledge of what the Pokemon brand actually is, how much it brings in, and how it will remain very relevant long after Grand Theft Auto falls off and becomes forgotten. And this is the really interesting thing going into Grand Theft Auto hype season, is because so many people are insisting that Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be this like industry defining thing. It's gonna make like $1 billion day one. It's gonna sell like 20 million units like within 24 hours. It's gonna do all this stuff. It's gonna be the biggest game release ever, and it's not going to catch up to Pokemon. Like, that's just the reality of it. Pokemon Go by itself made like $8 billion. Pokemon TCG Pocket is outpacing that. You're seeing Pokemon branch out into other revenue streams, and becoming stupidly successful, while Grand Theft Auto is basically relegated to these like once in a blue moon console releases that sell more but do not bring in much profit whatsoever. If it wasn't for the microtransactions, like Grand Theft Auto 5 would have been nowhere near what Pokemon Go brought it. That's just the simple reality of what we're seeing with Grand Theft Auto at this stage, is that this is a children's brand that is kind of weaponized to make people feel as if they're like real adults who are engaging in criminal behavior, that they're hard. It's essentially a video game franchise for ghettos. Like that is kind of the mindset that Rockstar has when producing these games. Meanwhile, Pokemon is made for sophisticated, classy people of all ages, kids in school, adults who grew up with it, grandparents who want to relive their childhoods. Right. Pokemon appeals to everyone. And it far exceeds anything that Grand Theft Auto will ever be capable of. And I think the simple existence of side projects like, say, Pokemon Concierge or Mystery Dungeon or Pokemon Snap really demonstrate the depth and variety of the Pokemon brand. It isn't like Grand Theft Auto where you just walk around in city and kill people for getting in your way. Like, Pokemon has nuance to it. It has a vibe. It has a unique personality. It has appeal. And it's not something that's based on some degenerate nonsense like Grand Theft Auto is. And that really, I think, is going to be the thing that really keeps Pokemon relevant long term. The fact of the matter is that it is this exceedingly well made brand that manages to balance both being cute and cool. Like, it has this feeling of adventure, but it's also whimsical and has appealing designs that appeal to both kids and adults, right? You can clearly see just why Pokemon is so popular all over the world just by looking at, like, say, a Pikachu or a Squirtle, even out of context. Like, they're very, very good character designs, and they work as mascot characters that you can use in a variety of different formats. With Grand Theft Auto, it's just a power fantasy. Okay, well, I don't want to get a job, so that means I have to be a criminal. And Grand Theft Auto lets me be that criminal, and I can go to casinos, and I can gamble, and I can like disobey traffic laws, and I can I don't know, do drugs. Like Grand Theft Auto lets you do all of the degenerate things that the audience is too much of a pussy to do in real life. Like that's kind of the reality of what we're seeing with the Grand Theft Auto fan base is that they're overweight, like just lazy, mentally deranged weirdos who fantasize about killing other people. That is the Grand Theft Auto audience. They are Alex from A Clockwork Orange. They're immature, they're childish, they are amused by simply simple senseless destruction with no real thought or consideration put into what's going on around the world, right? They have no idea what's happening. They don't respect anything at all. They are complete and total scum. Like it needs to be said how much that I don't respect Grand Theft Auto fans. And I think this inability to process the fact that Pokemon is by far a bigger brand than GTA, it really does need to be like understood and accepted. Like it's something that really needs to be brought up. It is just we are going to see Pokemon continue to be like more and more popular with every single release. We're going to see like the sales of everything just explode. We're going to see this brand continue to do well. And the simple fact of the matter is the narrative that I'm seeing online right now that Pokemon will not be able to compete with Grand Theft Auto 6 is completely and totally laughable. If anything, I think Pokemon has already proven that its strategy of keeping the budgets low, of keeping dev times to like 3 years or lower, of constantly introducing new Pokemon, introducing new mechanics, features, ideas, regions, like the simple fact of the matter is like Pokemon's formula is just perfect. And it really demonstrates just how phenomenal this brand and IP actually is. And Grand Theft Auto 6 eventually, Grand Theft Auto as a brand is eventually going to bottom out. Like these games are going to take way too long to produce. They're going to take way too much, too many resources, and eventually the fans are going to get bored of it. That is something I've been noticing since Grand Theft Auto 4 is that people don't like these games, they like the idea of them. That's what they get like obsessed over. That's what they get excited is that the idea of playing Grand Theft Auto and doing all these things. And in reality, it's shocking how little the formula has evolved since Grand Theft Auto 3. And that's something that we as gamers really need to understand and we really need to talk about and we really need to address that Grand Theft Auto 6 is just a complete train wreck and should be addressed as such. Like it is not going to outperform Pokemon. Selling more does not mean it's going to bring in more money. It is just going to be another train wreck in a long run of train wrecks. And in a lot of ways, I feel that Grand Theft Auto is the final boss when it comes to like PS2 era, like third party superiority. If Grand Theft Auto isn't too big to fail, what could possibly be?